hopefully all positive, but
Yeah. But still, what if they were negative? What are you going to do?
I think the work it didn't hurt.
oh, sorry.
It does not have to be good.
Like, look at that.
Feel free to.
Yeah, look at this one up here. There you go. For enrichment.
Yeah, it does not have to be exciting.
Oh my God, I'm not going to eat anything that came in there. But also some of the other small things.
Video that part.
This is Marvin. Yes. And this is clearly Mr. P.
I miss Debbie. Because she used to come up to class all the time.
Yeah,
she did. Remember? Yeah.
Some random tree.
It's a brand new. Oh, come on.
And then I made this.
We've got a talk going to start at 11:30 inside.
No, I don't think so, but thank you.
No, it is. It is.
This is great. There we go.
We got chairs over here. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
that's
right.
wonderful.
Anybody can.
7 minutes. You're gonna write something on it? Sign your name. Everybody knows.
I sent a picture of Jahari to my mom. She goes, they look sad.
Everybody knows.
Aww.
With Marilyn Monroe.
Resting face.
Yeah, let's see, what should I write?
You want a bag or a roll?
30, like students don't realize if like they'll think it's a diet and they'll hopefully leave it alone. Hot and Baronet. These are the crown cranes.
Oh, yes, Huckleberry. Oh, you said
Yeah.
hot. We used to hot.
Oh, yeah, and they pick and it's rude. So we go in with a garbage can lid and we kind of have to have, not have to have two people. As soon as you take the hose out, you're good. But before that, like if you go near, and then she came over to us the other day. Yeah, she came over to us and he protected her. She wanted food, like she's not really like. And so then she came over to us and he got mad that she was close to us and he came for her. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Like, breeding season's over, you know? Like, sure. But yeah, that's the fun piece of it. To clean and to go in, and now they're making it a little bit less fun. That's what I was saying to them. I was like, because like they were eating without food here and it's not my hand, and they do our fun things, but they're like a little bit shady. Yeah, exactly.
Once they're over that.
Yeah, they're so enriched. We have an enrichment project like as the seasonals, and I picked the cranes because I love birds. But I think I'm gonna switch to something else because they are, well, they're very enriched already. They're like playing out this family.
They got the lemurs that they antagonize each other.
Yeah, I think that they're good for right now. So, my
So Rooster's brand new to the area. He's what? How old now?
He's going to be a year in next month.
Okay, well I was gonna say 8 or 9 months. So
You're close.
so.
And then
Penny's like 11 years old. So she's
Look at her.
Are they related?
They are not. No. So Penny came from a facility called Earth Rangers that I'm sure a lot of you know about already, and he came from a falconer.
Oh,
Yeah, just from a falconer, like a breeder. Yeah.
He's beautiful.
He is beautiful. Yeah, it's so fun. Like when we got him, when they're babies, they don't have the yellow coloring. They're very like kind of bluey on them. So it's so fun to watch him develop into his adult color.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Good job. Missed the glove. Yeah.
So these guys are American kestrels. They are the smallest falcon in North America. Very, very common around the GTA. I actually took a different way to work today, and I saw a whole bunch of kestrel boxes, and I was like, oh, people around here too are participating. So there is a kestrel nest box conservation program that some of the keepers and supervisors from Wildlife Care are a part of here in Ontario. So these guys are often mistaken for mourning doves because they sit up on the hydro wires with the mourning doves. The best way to tell that it's a kestrel and not a mourning dove is these guys will nod their heads. You'll watch, it looks like they're agreeing with us. But they also bob their tails. So that's the best way to tell that you're looking at a kestrel. Yeah, right? Yes. She's nothing. Yeah. It's really, it makes you feel good when they agree with you.
You're like, yes.
Yeah. So you can see that Penny, on her back, she's mostly that mottled like brown and black color, where he's got more of that bluey gray. So they look different. They're one of the only types of bird of prey where the males and females actually look different with their sexual dimorphism. Most birds of prey, the females are bigger, and that's kind of the only way you can tell them apart. But with these guys, they do actually look different. And typically the females are bigger than the males, although I find Penny a bit of a small female for a kestrel.
She is little.
Yeah. So. She is a star. She's so good. You can take her to things with a whole bunch of little kids. You can take her to like large crowds. She's like, it's great. There's a giant airplane flying over. She didn't even care. Look at her. She's like, all right. So where Rooster's trying to get used to it all. So.
He doesn't seem to have issues with crowds. Like, he's always been really good around people, touchwood. A lot of our male keepers are having an issue working with him because males are tall and scary and wear hats.
I was going to say, and often wear hats.
Yeah. And he's like, oh my god, none of that. But out in public, he's doing okay, but he just has to start getting him flying, because Penny is one of our outreach birds where we can fly her off outside, and she just wears her little transmitter and she comes back to us and we'll fly her in the SEC and everything. Rooster's still figuring that part out. Every once in a while he's like, well, that looks like a really nice light fixture up there. I'm gonna go hang out there for a few minutes. So we're still working on
He
it.
always comes back.
So far,
Yeah.
touch wood.
Yeah.
He comes back.
If you've ever been in the special events center, he often will go way up to the lights, way up at the top, and then you're like, I hope you come back because you're real small.
You can tell they're falcons. They have these dark stripes under their eyes. Those are called mallard bars or mallard stripes. Not every single species of falcon has them, but quite a few do. If you've seen our cheetahs today, they have them for the exact same reason. It helps to reduce the glare of the sun. Football players do it as well. And just because their eyesight is their most important sense. I know a lot of birds of prey look angry all the time. I promise they're not. They just have a special ridge above their eyes.
Some are. Wombly's angry all the time.
If you've met the eagles. They have a ridge above their eye called a supraorbital ridge to help protect their eyes when they're hunting as well. They can see 6 to 8 times better than we can. So to put that in perspective, if one was to have a football field and there was a mouse on the other side, we have no hope of seeing that mouse. These guys could actually count the whiskers that mouse has. Their eyesight is that incredible. Their eyes are actually tubes in their head. They're not really balls like ours, and they can actually control their pupils. Unlike where ours just react to the light, he can control how much light he's bringing in at any one time, which is really, really cool. And it's why they have to move their heads so much, because their eyes take up so much room in their skulls. Their eyes are actually fixated in one position, so they can't move their eyes up and down, side to side like we can. That's why they have to turn their heads so much. So they can't go quite as far as an owl. In the back of our neck, we have 7 bones. These guys have 12, and owls have 14. So they're able to have a little bit more range of motion. Like Ashley said, they're native species. We have them right here in Ontario. They do migrate because they are too small. They cannot deal with the extreme cold, but you will find them up here right now looking for some of their favorite foods, which include a lot of insects. They like butterflies, they like moths, they like grasshoppers. That's why they like to sit on power lines looking over farmers' fields. Being birds of prey though, they will eat meat like small mammals like mice and rats. Even though these guys weigh about 100 grams a piece, we still have to wear the leather gloves with them because they are very pointy and they still do hurt when they decide to bite.
Or squeeze.
Or squeeze.
If they see something they want to eat, they'll automatically tense up their feet. So yeah.
Or if we have like bloody cuticles or something, that's
Yes,
when they like
always.
start picking at it, which
Yeah.
is really fun as well.
Especially in the winter when you get all those like dry hand hangnails and they're just like pulling at them.
So they,
It's fine, it doesn't hurt.
yeah, I love my job. Small mammals, but being a falcon, they are designed for catching one thing in particular, and that is, of course, other birds. What is the fastest animal on Earth? The peregrine falcon. So the peregrine falcon is a much larger version than these guys. So when a peregrine falcon goes in a dive to catch another bird, it can reach speeds of 320 kilometers an hour. So 3 times faster than we should be driving on our highways. Someone took a peregrine falcon into a hot air balloon much higher than it would naturally go. They let it go. It hit 390 kilometers an hour. Now gravity does help them out a lot. But being so small, kestrels are same as falcons. They can go about 90 kilometers an hour, so pretty impressive for such a small little bird. Falcons have very long talons and toes compared to other birds of prey, such as hawks and eagles, because they'll either just grab other birds right out of the sky to eat them. The peregrine falcon is famous for actually body checking other birds out of the sky. The kestrel, though, is very special. When kestrels hunt, they fly up high and they use the sun as camouflage. When other birds look up, they don't see them coming. They dive towards another bird, they make a fist, and they physically punch other birds out of the sky. The falcon punch is a real thing. And then every single falcon on the tip of their beak has a little notch called a tomial tooth. That fits in the vertebrae of their prey. They twist their neck, and that's how they dispatch their prey. So being so small, they can still take birds down 2 to 3 times their own size. Now that takes a lot of work, so they don't want to do it all the time if they don't have to. That's why bugs are a lot easier to catch.
It's also a really big meal.
It is a
They
big
would
meal.
be gorging themselves if they ate a bird. She
Does.
always has an opinion. Always. Well, she doesn't want the young upstart to, steal her thunder. So.
Like, I'm pretty impressive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So because they can dive so quickly, you can probably see her nostrils just up in the cere in the yellow part of her beak. So they have a little. It looks like a dot when you look at it, but it's actually called a baffle, and they can make it bigger or smaller, and they can control the amount of wind that actually enters through their nostrils. So if anyone, I know it's a bunch of adults here, kids usually say yes, but if anyone here has ever stuck your head out your car window while you're driving down the highway, that much air, not good going in your lungs. You actually can't breathe. So it controls that so that they're still able to breathe and function properly when they're in a dive. So I always think that's such a cool adaptation that falcons have. They also, neither of them have really spread their wings out. He has a little bit, but their wings are really kind of like sharp. If you look at turkey vulture, they have very wide, broad wings, and they're used for soaring. Where these
There you
guys,
go.
There we go.
Yeah, he should have done it for you. Yeah.
You like, stop it. Stop it.
They're very streamlined. They're
Yeah,
very
for
aerodynamic.
flying.
And that is for darting in and out. But they also will hover when they're looking for prey. And they're one of the only falcons that will actually do a hover behavior when they're hunting. I know there was one place that would put on a fan and they would have their falcons hover to show people. We don't do that. Too many places they could fly. Yeah, too many places that they could fly here. But I always think that that's a really cool thing they do here too. But when they are hovering, Becca mentioned that they will hunt things like mice and small rodents. They can actually see ultraviolet light. So when a mouse is running, they'll leave little trails of urine, and so they can see the ultraviolet light reflecting off the urine, and they'll be able to follow a mouse just by following their urine trail, which I always think is really cool. I feel like between the two of us, we just keep rhyming out more kestrel facts. She does, yes.
Was she an imprint or a failed rehab? Or
She's an
what?
imprint. Yeah. Was she born at Earth Rangers? You were there.
She wasn't hatched at Earth Ranger. Sorry.
We both worked at Earth Rangers, but at different times.
She wasn't, she had hatched at Earth Rangers, but they got her when she was like a couple days old. Like they were syringe feeding her and stuff. So yeah, the noise she's making is a noise they make when they're in the nest, when they're young, to tell their moms and their dads, I'm here, please feed me. And then in the wild, they learn to be quiet because they need to hunt and find their own food. but because Penny's never had to do that, she's like, oh, people, food. This is, yes. So she's just making the baby noise. I'm like, I'm here, please feed me. Yes. Rooster is caught. He's more half imprinted. We call him a real bird. Kinda. He does the baby noises like when we were going to get him out of his enclosure, but he was raised with his siblings still, and then he saw people a little bit, so a little bit of imprint. It's just people,
enough that he likes people.
Enough that he likes people. It's just a lot of people, like a lot of falconers, they want to get away from the yelling because they don't want that, like in a sport bird. We don't care because she's with us and it's adorable.
And people think it's cute.
Yeah, right?
You can see her puffing up there too. We always say she looks like a popple, if anybody remembers popples. That could be one of two things. When they're cold, they will fluff up their feathers like that. It keeps them warm. But it also just means she's comfortable. If they're fluffy, then they're comfortable. If you ever see them get really skinny and they just kind of stand still, they're trying to pretend they're a branch and they're trying to blend in, and that means they're nervous. They're not super comfortable with their surroundings. So him rousing like that, like he just did, they're fluffing out their feathers and straightening them. They actually have to close their eyes when they do that. So that's like the ultimate sign of trust is if they rouse. So it means he's very comfortable as well. Look at his little beard sticking out.
I know. He's such a handsome man. Oh. He's like, yeah, I know. I'm pretty handsome.
That's interesting about the puffy because, like, I'm thinking other mammals that puff up to be like more threatening.
Oh
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
feel threatening.
Yes.
And it's the opposite.
It's the opposite for
with,
birds.
Yeah. I did not know that.
I used to work with a European barn owl, and he would literally go from like one size to just like a size, and I'd be like, uh-oh, and then he would actually sway. Because I was like, I'm in a tree. It was really funny.
Hi, Rooster.
Yeah, she's not trying to hide from anything.
No. She is smart to fly
smart,
though.
yeah.
We had her brother Leonard, and like, God bless Leonard. We lost him, but we loved him. He was dumb as a stump. Like,
I was gonna say we didn't lose him because of that, but maybe.
No,
The eating
did.
weird things.
Yeah.
Was,
But we would fly him outside, and Leonard would not care as long as there was food and people. He's like, I'm gonna do it, which made him great. Penny is too smart though. Like, she's too aware of her surroundings. So we'd be flying her, and all of a sudden she would dive into a bush, or all of a sudden she'd go hide in the ground. We're like, what are you doing? What's
and
happening?
Leonard would just be like, la 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 la, flying back and forth.
But then we would see, oh, there's a Cooper's hawk right there. Oh, there's a red-tailed hawk right there. Penny would notice the predators and be like, ah, danger! And Leonard would be like, no.
Mom's got me.
Yeah, I'm fine. We'll see what you're like. It's been really fun watching Rooster fly because they have to learn how to fly, and like they are so good at flying. They're one of the best flyers out there. They describe baby falcons as putting a toddler behind the wheel of a Ferrari because they have to learn how to control the speed. So there's been a few times we've been flying him in open spaces and he's just tilted his wing the wrong way and he's gone the complete up or down. Like, he's been surprised and he's landed in different spots and kind of looked at us like, how did I do this? How did
I get here?
Yeah, what happened?
I mean, I have a 3-year-old and sometimes he looks at me like that too. How did I get here?
I'm like,
I get it.
Do they live together?
They live, there's like a wall separating them, but yeah, we have to go through her pen to get to his pen, basically. Yeah.
They are no, so they're mostly solitary in the wild. A lot of birds of prey are monogamous.
Okay.
Just the heron. But aside from breeding, a lot of the times they'll just take off.
Yeah. See, she's smart.
She's like, "Do you see that pterodactyl?"
Yeah, exactly. Did anyone notice that?
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I got some snacks."
With all the construction at the front entrance now, anywhere that's in view of that crane, we're so afraid that we're going to lose a bird to the top of the crane because they'll always go to the highest point that they can find, and we can't get there, so we would never get them back, right? So we are scheduled to get a vehicle, and that would really free up us to be able to drive around the zoo, take them places, and fly them for people.
All the grass space around
all
Savannah.
the yes. So when we're free flying them, they'll have a transmitter on them, so that if they do fly somewhere, it's so cool. The technology since I started flying birds to now, like now you just like get out the iPad and you can just track them where they are. Like back in the day, I had this stupid gun that would go beep. It was like the hot and cold game. It was like, oh, it's beeping faster. Go this way. And you're trying to find this tiny little bird in a tree somewhere.
You're like, Ashley, you're holding it
And
backwards.
sometimes
exactly.
for a long time, we would lose our birds for a long time.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To about 6 to 8 weeks, like they're adult size, they have their adult feathers because they're so little they have to grow fast. So So we got him when he was like 6 weeks old. Gave him a mouse head, something he's totally allowed to have. He just must have bit the tooth wrong. He had a huge crack going all the way up his beak, and the stupid mouse whisker was sticking out of his beak.
I forgot about the
Because I was like, what is this? And then we looked closely, and you just saw it go all the way up his head. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you're brand new. What happened? Just an unlucky bite. So.
But typically with these guys, they do a pretty good job with their own beaks and nails, because we'll give them like a chunk of rabbit with bone in it and stuff like that. Same kind of things they would wear it down in the wild. So they're pretty good. But regardless, at least once a year, we catch up all of our birds so the vets can get a look at them. They can make sure that they have good muscle mass, good body weight, and then they get their vaccines and all of that stuff. So I know. Well, but we have the guinea pigs over there too, and then the steelers. So that's all. All of that is our responsibility.
So is anybody going to go outdoors? Like, I know all the ferrets.
We're hoping. So if there's this big AZA thing, we're not supposed to have animals outside the zoo. So technically, kids zoo is all
They can't go out.
No. Yeah. Well, and I mean they've taken down half of the
Yeah, I know.
So, but I mean, Mark Branson has been amazing, and when they were walking around talking about it, he was like, okay, but I want to see in the budget where you have to redo this mesh so that we know it's going to go back up, and we know we're going to be able to put it in.
Oh, come on, guys.
Look at.
Slightly different bird.
Thank you.
Sorry, the kudu will be freaked out by the tents, so that's why they're not out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the kudo don't like the tents.
Just talking to our vet teams and stuff, they sent out his blood to specialists and everything, but they think there just might have been something wrong because it's such an unnatural thing for a bird of prey to do. So, yeah, we don't know.
It's so funny. Becky and I were supposed to together my first.
But we're not. So, if, like Ashley was saying, when they're upset, they get really tall and really thin, or like he'll show his pantaloons. But if they're ever super upset, they won't eat, and that's kind of our cue to be like, okay,
But
he's not that upset.
Yeah,
So
he's eating, he's fine.
he's like, okay, I'll still eat. Okay, I don't really mind. I'm not that scared. I don't like that big bird, but I'll still eat some snacks. Yeah. So he's not that upset.
He just likes the sound of
The
it.
steers different colors for males and females? Are they the same?
No, but it should just be the yellow. Yep.
I think that's only a budgie. It's funny.
Yeah.
But you handsome fella.
And like Ashley said, like,
There you go.
I told you he was getting ready to jump.
What
are you looking at?
The big problem for us, we had a goose living in the golden quarter.
Do you want to face the ostrich?
No, I don't think so. He's looking at you.
Yeah, he's like,
One goose face. You go in here.
it was scary. But you can kind of see what else she's talking about. Like, all of a sudden, his feathers have become. Do you want your food? No. Oh, no, go in. There you go. Okay. All the foxes. So many foxes. Huge order of like pools and stuff, and extra crates, and duty on the top floor than the actual horse. It's like posted. Yeah. That was before tariffs. Awesome. And like, unfortunately, we don't have a Canadian company that competes with it.
Luckily all positive, but
Yeah. But still, what if they were negative? What do you do?
I think the work it didn't hurt.